So today is gonna be kind of a different style video. What is going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So the reason this video is going to be a different style is because everything was already done, but the frustration was there and I really didn't record because of all that actually happened. So when I was editing this out, I realized what I said. I did record that day, just not a crazy amount, so there are clips of the first start and everything throughout all of this video. But before I start talking about anything, let's just show you guys this little clip. So pretty much what happened was the original thing I wanted to get done was just change out my fuel rail, because I found out that my grounds were off. I didn't have anything hooked up to my thermostat ground, and that's why my fuel pump wasn't priming. And then when it started priming, this fuel rail that I bought, my eBay one, actually failed on me. It started leaking out of all the ends, and well, I had to switch out for an OEM one. The problem was when I was switching out the OEM one, my friend came up from college and the studs on the manifolds actually broke on me because they were all bent, and you can change out the studs. We were changing it out and the one just snapped in half, and then the other ones were just still bent and they weren't budging anywhere. So that's the reason we have the CRV manifold on there now. Once we got the manifold all changed out, I was ready to start. We were anxious, but the problem was I think I left the trunk open for a couple days, so we went to start the battery, and so at this point, I've never really started a motor that was, you know, no headers or anything, and I was kind of really nervous about it. So as soon as it started cranking, I kind of freaked out and I just cut the engine. Are you ready? Yeah. Oh my god. That was it. What do you mean that was it? That almost started.
Yeah, start her up.
What the f? What happened? Something ain't sounding right. We started getting more progress with it, started getting a little bit more comfortable with the sounds it was making, and then we heard like loud metal clunking that kind of sounded like rod knock, but at the same time this motor hasn't been ran in quite some time, so I'm assuming it was just because of that and old gas that was already in the block itself. Ready?
Yeah, go for it.
It started. That didn't sound healthy.
What was that rattle?
What's coming out of this? Power steering fluid?
No, it's probably...
Yeah, it's power steering fluid, yeah. I might have to plug this. Is it blown? Did it sound like rod knock? Now, my friend tried recording on his phone a little bit, but he was also like preoccupied with some things. But at one point, it shot the power steering fluid everywhere because I didn't have that line hooked up. So we did fight to get that line back on, and it did take a lot longer than we expected it to. But we got that on so it wouldn't shoot across the car anymore, because this car is now greasy as all anything because it started shooting everywhere.
You have it in gear.
We kept hearing like a really loud metal clunk, and what I found out was, I guess when I bled the clutch myself, I didn't bleed it all the way good. So the problem was it wasn't all the way engaged. It was engaged enough to actuate the clutch switch, but it wasn't engaged enough to actually stop the axles from going. So at one point I started it and my friend was leaning on the car and his legs almost came off because the rotor was moving, and I really wasn't that extreme, but the rotors were moving at really high speeds because there's no wheels on it and it's lifted up. So that's, we found out the clutch, something was wrong. So at this point, pretty much, I think the clutch needs to be re-bled because when we got it started, the wheels were moving and it wasn't sounding right. So we're gonna put an exhaust on it temporarily to see if it runs better. I think the car is in gear because the wheels are moving, it's in gear. I don't have a shift linkage yet, so we're going to redo the clutch, put the headers on, and then see if it holds idle or what it does. So we'll see. And these are the clips that I like the most because you can see like my happiness level and also my concern level because of all the stuff that was going on. So first start, clutch fixed, hopefully. Ready? Oh shit. Alright. So there's a clunk. It's not holding idle, but it revved. It sounded good. There's only a lot of smoke because I think we're shooting mad flames, and I think
I don't know, something random there. This hose here, coolant line.
That shot up.
Yeah, I was shooting water across the motor, but
Yeah. So you have a cool. So this.
Why is there smoke coming out of your coolant?
Afterwards though, we did go and eat some food, come back out, and we did play with it a little bit more and just looking at it. So after we fixed the clutch and everything, we just turned it on and it did idle out. So the idle ended up fixing itself, and with every single start we did, it ended up sounding better and more healthy. So I don't know what the reasoning behind that was, but I think it was a lot of cycling gas and new fluids through it. So everything seems to be a-okay now. I, put the clutch in, pulled it out a little bit, started watching the wheels move, and then put the clutch back in and killed it because we were doing this at like 10 o'clock at night, and an open header car is very loud. So the headers that we have on it, it's just a header welded to the mid pipe, so it's not muffled at all. It just kind of builds back pressure because it was making weird like bubbly noises, and you can probably hear them in the video pretty well, but I am hype. So we finally got the Civic started, which was something I really wanted to get done, and the reason I really didn't record it was because it was supposed to be like a 10-minute job, and it turned into an all-day thing, getting studs and getting new gaskets for the O-rings for the or new O-rings for the injectors, and a lot of figuring things out of why they weren't working, but we finally got it to work. So I am beyond like stoked about it. I know the video, I probably don't seem that excited, but I was just going through a lot of emotions because it took literally all day to do. So with that being said, we have very few mods to do before she's on the road. My brakes, I finally bled them all. My clutch is now fully bled, so I need my shift linkages installed. So I'm still waiting on parts from Honda with that. I gotta put my coolant piping on, which I do have. I have to get vacuum lines, like all the little ones, finished up, put wheels on the car. Is that it? And the big one, I have to do my lower ball joints on the front because those ones are completely shot. And I could technically drive the car without them, but if I hit a bump and it raises that little much, my wheel is gonna fall off the spindles and I'm gonna crash. So we're gonna have to get those 3 things done before we can actually drive the car. So we are getting very close now to driving it. The motor started, so that was like the biggest hurdle we had. And now that that isn't even a problem anymore, we should be smooth sailing from now on. So I know this video was kind of different, and next time I have friends and videos, I'm gonna try to showcase us working on the car more, because the problem is when there's people around, I get nervous. I don't like talking to cameras because I'm weird like that. But me and him talked about it. He's like, hey, next time we do something, make sure you record this and this and give me a camera. We can do this and this. And we have a lot of ideas coming. He lives far away, so he's not gonna be in many videos, but in future videos, he's gonna be in them. So I'm gonna leave you guys off here. So if you guys could please do me a few things. Comment, like, subscribe, keep doing the fun stuff, keep doing you, stay motivated. Catch you guys next time. Peace out and peace.